Kubor ka Batisi TV. Lawan Rashapi da ka Frank Motors. I am Tata Punch. Price starting at 5.80 lakhs. Ringkat bat ka net foodish. Ordar mapi nginwan ra amangi hakir dobyeng jongpi.
Ka Thomas Jones Tnat College Jingai ling bakat nat history kala Pynlong ya ka Jingai tu Kyrpang halor Kyrpang of culture, globalization, subcultures and social change, the case of Northeast. Ka thong hi ka long ban ban tu ki khana ka we day bat karukom perkhat karukom bat kham tam ban sa mar kelyang ik jingtem hakeleng ka perthai hakata karukom bandon ka jing sngoya jan ha ka jing lang bala panya da u astan professor jang department of history u WEH Lamin lai don lang ka head department jang history ka kong ithma u professor Shobhan N Lamare na ka department of history ka Northeastern Hill University u blalong u resource person hakani kasni.
Globalization to the others would mean that it is a good thing that's happening because it will break the barriers which are there between different nations. It will help people move. There will be an interflow of knowledge system. People will be benefited more by this kind of interaction. So in a way, the society would benefit much from this kind of globalization that is taking place. Friends, the point that I would like to stress here at this very moment would be these two ideas. One, globalization. The other would be the aspect of cultural identity. What really happens when such a force, such a strong force backed by the market would come and affect the traditional societies especially. Philosophy student here or not? And he said, yes, you have a department of philosophy here. And for students from philosophy department, you'll be able to relate to whatever I'm going to say now. When we talk about this kind of the changes that are taking place, especially at the psychological level, there's one element which works over time, and that's the idea of rationalism. We try to reason out things, and we try to follow as to whether whatever that we're doing is right, or whether it's not so right, or whether it's wrong, or maybe it's totally out of the way. In this context, we notice that this concept of rationalism had helped mankind to progress in so many ways. Where maybe a traditional society might even think that these changes are not really needed. But then, friends, let me tell you this, that in the field of sciences, we notice that this idea, this concept of rationalism had taken humankind to a different level altogether. A point to be noted at this part of the juncture is this, that when this idea of rationalism comes in, then we start questioning many of the customs or practices which are there in this society. And in this context, we also notice that if there should be a society which is holding on to its own customs and traditions, fail to adjust with the changing times, then they are regarded to be outdated. You must have heard about all this. If a society fails to adjust and to adapt to these changes, then we say that, okay, that particular society, that particular group of people, they have failed to adjust themselves, so therefore they are outdated. But then again, let's remember, it does not really mean that the whole culture should be given up. Even though they might be holding on to their traditional beliefs and practices, yet we cannot really just negate the idea that, there's nothing wrong with it. Now, in the world of tradition, culture, and identity, the most talked about concept which have come as a threat is that of globalization. Now, that idea of globalization.
Since 2014, our country has been plagued by divisive forces. TMC is in Meghalaya with the mission to empower the people, uphold the ethnic cultures and traditions, celebrate the sacred land. To oust the proxy BJP government from Meghalaya, be the change. Support TMC by calling on 96877 96877.